how is the interview process and how many interview rounds there, and please share your interview experience also.
It depends on the company
Hmm.
usually. So some companies they can actually hire you on your first interview. I have had that.
Uh-huh.
So they just invited me for one interview,
Hmm.
and they liked me and they offered me a job on the same day.
Oh.
Yeah, but the companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon,
Uh,
those companies, they have like a more steps.
and one last question: is Europe or Denmark is safe for Muslims for living?
Yeah, I mean it's safer than many Muslim countries actually. It's a good country to live. I have been in communication with a lot of Muslims living here.
Hmm.
They follow like Islamic laws, like Islamic ways of living
Mm-hmm.
here. I never heard any trouble. There have been some reports throughout Europe, but that happens like to anywhere. You will find black sheep everywhere in the world, right? And you cannot consider exception as an example. So I think it's a very safe country. It's safer than many Islamic
Muslim.
countries for Muslims. So yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to our new interesting podcast. Today our guest is Asif sir from Denmark. So Asif sir journey is really super amazing. You know, he has only 1 year experience in his regional country and he got job offer from abroad company, from Europe. So in this video we will talk about if you have less experience and if you have good experience, then how you can apply for abroad and how you can get job for abroad. So yeah, I can guarantee you this video will very helpful for you. So before starting this video, what you have to do is give support and let's get started. Thank you so much, Asif sir, for coming, for your timing. Our audience wants to
Of
know
course.
about you.
Hi everyone. Yeah, my name is Asif. I'm from Bangladesh. I came to Denmark or Europe. I would say in Sweden in the beginning in 2017. I started my career there as a software engineer in AdPhoenix. This is a
Company.
startup. Yeah, startup company. And then I moved to Denmark in 2018 in June, and I started my career as a software engineer in Microsoft. And so far I've been here liking Denmark, liking Europe, and yeah, that's just like very brief about it and brief about myself, and we can discuss more on the go.
Yeah, cool. So, sir, we are starting from, we are going to start from your starting days. When you are in your Bangladesh, in your country, then which site you use for applying job? And, there is some, tips, special tips you want to give to our audience?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think the most popular is LinkedIn. So I would ask anyone here watching the podcast to have the LinkedIn updated as as frequently as you can. Showcase your skill set, showcase what you are good at, showcase the things you are doing currently, and be proud of it. Usually, that confidence matter a lot, because there in Europe, in US, or anywhere in the world, all the first world countries, they actually look for people like you, and they can actually they are waiting for you to upload the things you're doing. Um, so LinkedIn is like an amazing platform where you get started. Other than that, you have like Glassdoor. I think I forgot a few others. Indeed, I think it
Yeah,
was.
indeed.
So those are like very very international once. Um, it- um, I think I use LinkedIn more because I don't know. I think because I started with that, and I think it's still the most popular
Yeah.
one. So you can just get started there, and you will find a lot of other job portal. Anyways, when you start applying.
Right. So, okay, let's moving to the next question. The next question is, suppose we, get reply from company, then how is the interview process and how many interview rounds there? And please share your interview experience also.
It depends on the company
Mm.
really. So some companies they can actually hire you on your first interview. I have had that.
Uh-huh.
So they just invited me for one interview,
Mm.
and they liked me and they offered me a job on the same day.
Oh.
Yeah, but the companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon,
Uh,
those companies they have like a more steps.
uh-huh.
It can be a bit tricky as well because they want to see you see your skills in terms of software engineering, in terms of engineering, in terms of problem solving, in terms of like
Yeah.
analytical thinking. How and also a big part that many people miss out is how good of a team player you are.
Mm.
So how can you bond with the people
Yeah.
around you? That's a very good skill because most of the time you will not be working alone. You will be working on a team, and that skill I think is very important to have.
Yeah, they call behavioral round, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and that is very important. And many people they don't prioritize that much. We just try to prepare yourself as a good engineer, but that's not enough.
Yeah. Right, right. Absolutely right. Okay, so sir, how is the work culture in, you work in two different countries like Sweden and Denmark. So did you notice like it's similar to our India, Bangladesh, Pakistan companies culture, or it's totally different?
The company culture is quite different, I would say. In Scandinavia, so Sweden, Denmark, Norway,
Hmm.
these are like Scandinavian countries. They tend to be pretty chill, a bit laid back. You work like 8 to 4, and then you don't have to work. You're not
Oh.
required to do any work, and nobody can actually have it against you.
Hmm.
Um, so that's like that. The companies, but they still do well because people, they are very concentrated in those hours.
Hmm.
In our parts, what I found is that when was working in Bangladesh,
Hmm.
I worked in Bangladesh for 1 year.
Hmm.
I would sometimes stay in the office for like 15 hours,
Yeah.
but I will get less things done. The reason
uh,
that is that because we don't have a deadline in mind, right? We think like, hey, if it's taking time, I will just spend a few more hours. But that mentality will not usually keeps you unproductive. So if you have like a deadline, hey, I will leave at 4 o'clock because everyone is leaving. I will leave at 4 o'clock. You get more things done usually during those hours.
yeah. Okay, there is some common questions like you when you get offer from Sweden and from Denmark also, so you that time you knew about their local language like Sweden's or Denmark.
I only knew about the names of the language, nothing more. I don't know I didn't learn the language
uh,
before coming, and that's not required really. In Scandinavia, people can speak fluent English,
mm,
so you will not have trouble, like getting around. But the thing is, wherever you go, try to prioritize learning their language because
mm,
that's like showing a respect to their culture and also the fact that you also want to get integrated in their society. So that's a very um, important thing to do when you come to a new country. Like be
yeah.
a Roman when you are in Rome. That's basically it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you live alone, right, in Denmark. So what will be costing living cost in Denmark if someone will stay alone?
So I have seen people like having very good life.
Mm-hmm.
They spend too much.
Mm.
So But the cheapest I saw, I think it was around like 6 to 7,000 krona, including
6 to 7
the 1,000 krona.
krona. Okay,
I don't know how much.
the currency krona,
I
not
don't.
euro.
No, no, no. They use krona here in Denmark or even in Sweden, but you can actually get around with euro. But um, Danish krona is quite pegged with euro. So if the price of euro goes up, Danish krona goes up. If the
Oh.
prices of euro falls, Danish krona falls. So it's like that. It's very pegged. Anyways, so 6 to 7,000 krona, I would say, is the minimum. You can also get around, like for example, if you're living,
Share.
if you're sharing a room, right? Then it can be even lower. So it depends on how you want to live. And I know some people who are living alone. They spend like, I don't know, 15,000, 20,000. But in order to maintain a family, it's like around 15 to 20,000, I would say.
Okay, so let's talk about most important question. What is basic salary of software engineer in Denmark?
I can only give you the figures in
Huh.
krona. You can translate it. It's called Danish krona. You can just have it translated, put it
Okay,
on Google,
sure, sure.
in Google, and then
Huh.
translate. The basic, I would say, I have seen people getting from 500,000 to like 500,000 is the lowest I found in Denmark. I don't know if it can be any lower, but I mean, maybe it can. Let me give you, let me explain it to you a bit
Sure.
better. So yearly, you get like 500,000 krona. And up to, it can be up to like 1,200, like more than a million krona if you're more experienced. And it can go even higher. So it really depends on where you are in your career. But the starting salary is quite higher in terms of like software engineering compared to other countries. So it's a good country to get started.
Yeah. And what is the actual salary I will get? Means after tax, what salary I will get? Like suppose I have 2 years of experience in software engineer, then I am switching to Denmark. Then what actual salary I will get in my hand?
So the tax calculation is quite complicated in Denmark
Oh.
because you have you have this top tax scheme, right? Top tax scheme is basically if your salary is higher than a certain percentage, or if you're like top, I don't know, 90% of the taxpayer, then you have the extra money you get, that will be taxed like 60%. But the other money that you get, the money below, will be taxed like 38%. So you need to calculate how it is.
I
So
guess okay. Let me give you the example. Recently, I did one podcast in Ireland. So in Ireland, there is like if your salary is 80,000 euro per year, then till 40,000 we have 20% tax, and after after 40,000 we have 40% tax. So it's like quite similar to this.
it's similar. It's similar, but in Denmark, I don't know about Ireland, but in Denmark, let's say your salary is 700,000,
Uh,
right? So you pay 500 up to 600,000. You pay 38%. So your 6,000. So if you deduct 600,000 from your 700,000, that much you are paying 38% tax, right? Now above that you have still 100,000, which is top tax scheme, right? That 60% applies to that. So from 100,000 you get 40,000, and government gets 60% of it. So 60,000, and the rest of it will be taxed 38%.
Yeah, it's also like divided in slabs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. And one last question: is Europe or Denmark is safe for Muslims for living?
Yeah, I mean it's safer than many Muslim countries actually. It's a good country to live. I have been in communication with a lot of Muslims living here. They follow like Islamic laws, like Islamic ways of living here. I never heard any trouble. There have been some reports throughout Europe, but that happens like to anywhere. You will find black sheeps everywhere in the world, right? And you cannot consider exception as an example. So I think it's a very safe country. It's safer than many Islamic
Muslim.
countries for Muslims. So yeah, it's recommended for Muslims as well.
Oh, cool. Good to hear. And end of this video, can you please give advice to our audience who wants to pursue a career similar to you?
Yeah. The advice I would give is to, like I have already given, is to showcase your skills. Try to get into, so interview is a fun process. Get used to that. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the process. You don't have to get the job. Just enjoy the process. Just learn to talk to people. So that will give you a satisfaction that you will not feel the pressure of getting the job. You'll just feel like, hey, I'm just having fun, right? And that energy, the recruiters or the hiring managers will also see, and they know that you are not here. They will not see you see someone who's gonna do the job and then, sorry, have the job and
Ah.
then not work. They're gonna see someone who actually enjoy the process, right? So try to enjoy the process. The interview rounds I have been to, I was doing it just for experiment. I was not actually looking for job outside. I was
Uh-huh.
just enjoying the process, talking to different new people, learning about the interview processes, So that type of thing can get you a lot further. Also the thing, try to so what when you have interviews with different companies, you get to know about the latest
Yeah.
technology
Yeah.
stacks,
Yeah.
so you can actually prepare better. You will in the interview rounds, you will always learn something new. You will always learn that there is something missing, right? Once you do like 10, 20, 30, 50 interviews, you don't get any job. You should not feel demotivated, because you have learned something that most of the people will have not, and that at some point you will gonna get the job, and you will have the most experience there, and you can get the best salary out of it.
Yeah.
So I would say, don't get disappointed, don't get just like, keep motivated, love the process, not the job. So that would get you a lot further.
Yeah, I'm totally agree with you. Even I also say this: if you fear, fear from height, then you should experience this. So a lot of students will fear from interview process. So
Yeah,
you told very big thing. We should experience the process, not the job. Yeah, and thank you so much, Asif sir, for your advice. Super cool advice, and also for your timing. That I can like say our audience will definitely like this video, and if you like this video, guys, kindly share with your friends also, so they can also get some knowledge from this podcast. And thank you so much, sir, for your timing.
of course. Have a nice day, Samir. Bye.